What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new video. So this video is something different though. If you guys have seen weekly customs, that's mostly just about really customs, but this is more sort of toward the sort of fix-ups where it's just a simple like swap of a torso, or not even swap of a torso, more of swapping of a head scan or an arm, or just painting something, but yet the parts are original. So I might as well just start though, but it is a pretty big pile, though, if you look right here. Because this is just all figures right here, so I really don't know where to start, though, because there's so many places I can start. So I'll just start off at the top, I guess. So this is actually one that I made a couple of days ago. I actually made this Sunday. It is a fix-up Kevin Owens, and I saw him wear a white wrist tape, so I decided to paint that on there. And actually got the Kevin Owens show shirt from the Festival of Friendship figure, and I just I don't know how to put. I want to say I swapped it, but I mean technically I did, considering the fact that all I really had to do was just split it, and that's the torso that they used for some weird reason. Yeah, there's Kevin Owens, which is pretty good. And actually, I'm gonna try adjusting this that way it's a lot taller. So I'm gonna try seeing if that works. All right, I was able to raise it up higher. So this next one is actually a torso swap, and shout out to Wrestling Hero Figs because he did this. I don't know how good the lighting's gonna be, but this is a fix-up Rich Swann, and actually all I did was just swap the torso with I think it was a Kofi Kingston. No, it was Xavier Woods. I swapped an Xavier Woods torso on here, and hang on, the camera's falling. So I swapped the torso onto here, and it does look good. It makes for a more accurate Rich Swann, considering he's really skinny. But yeah, that's Rich Swann. I had to turn on my lamps because the lighting wasn't that good. So actually, we'll move on to this guy, Johnny freaking Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, whatever you want to call him. He has Johnny in his name. So really, all I did with this is nothing that big. I didn't switch any arms. I didn't switch legs or anything, which I've seen people do. Which I don't get why they did this though, because it just looks inaccurate. But what I did here is I actually just put the I want to say like Randy Orton style knee pads, because for some reason they came with open ones, and since I do have Gargano, can't have Gargano without his partner in crime, Tommaso Ciampa. I don't know, is it Ciampa or Ciampa? It's pretty much pronounced the same thing. But I do love this figure a lot. I did switch the elbow pad onto this arm, and then I gave him some other knee pads, and I think what I realized with this is that they're pretty much just the exact same figure. It's the same arms, the same torso, the same legs, and it was the same knee pads, but I think all they do is they just put a Johnny Gargano head scan and a Tommaso Ciampa head scan on here, and then they just put kick pads and then boots, which that's kind of a weird Easter egg with those. Next one is actually sort of a legendary one, but this is the Hall, or not even Hall of Fame. Legends, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Now this is a very controversial, I think. It's a very controversial figure, considering the fact that he was considered with a crime or something, and he's not alive anymore, and we may never get another figure of him. So Sans the Kid, shout out to him, actually had this figure, and I got it in a trade from him. Well, actually, he just threw it in for free because he didn't want it, and he didn't know how rare this is, but the torso was actually broken off of this, so what I had to do is I had to torso crack a Tito Santana figure and put his torso on here, and it is not that good, though, considering the fact that his shoulders are very big, and it just won't close all the way. But I don't even play it. Look at this. Look. See, it's about ready to pop out. But I don't even play with this figure, to be honest. But it is one of the rare WWE Mattel figures, considering the fact that we may never get another figure of him. Whether we do, whether we don't, they'll probably give him the Benoit treatment. Next is actually this one didn't require paint. So if you remember the Neville attire that he used to wear during his like King of the Cruiserweights days, when he would have the Cruiserweight title and he would wear this sort of gray and black design with white, that's what I replicated here. So I took the Elite 55 Neville. Shout out to BW Figs. I think I saw his video with Venomine. Unfortunately, that video is not anymore. Rest in peace, Venomine Figs. But I saw it, and it had black here, and then gray here. My gray, for some reason, doesn't work that well, but I did paint it up, and pretty much you can never tell if this is the Elite 55, though, unless you look somewhere here. I don't know if you could see that well, but there's a little bit of gold in there. Which, actually, I really don't think I should have done that, because I could have used this for something else. I could have touched up the gold. And speaking of gold, though, this is actually a pretty good one. So we have the Elite 57 Seth Rollins. Now, the first thing that I did is I made the head scan interchangeable. See, so, you could have a Screaming head scan, which, I think I have it right here. So he can have this head scan on there. He could have the original head scan. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, here it is. So he can have the original head scan, the Screaming one, or this default Pissed Off one, which I love. I didn't have an extra Smiling head scan, unfortunately, but there you go. But it's fine, though. So all I did with this, not only did I do that, but I also repainted the whole attire. So all the gold is repainted. If you could see right there, that dull right there, this part is actually Mattel's original gold. But the gold on the shirt or whatever it's called, and the wristbands, and the whole attire, I just repainted gold. And actually, if you remember, for some reason, Mattel didn't include this black strap or whatever this is on Rollins' leg, considering his knee was busted, and Mattel didn't do that. And I looked back, and Rollins had this design, so I just took some black, I lifted the knee pad as high as it could, and then painted as much as I could. And it is a nice figure, though. It's a really good one. I do want to redo the belt, though, because the belt was not accurate. Next one is actually nothing that big. I just painted it. So we have the Elite, I was going to say Carl Anderson. Luke Gallows is second ever Elite. It is an okay figure, but when I got mine, this arm was really loose, so I had to switch it with an Undertaker arm. The color doesn't really match up that well, but I'm fine with it, though, considering the fact that it is just a Undertaker arm. And the head scan, I actually sort of went with sort of designs between a figure that G Naughty did and a figure that Wrestling Superstore did. So I tried combining those into this, and I mean, it is pretty okay, but I feel like it could have been better. There's Luke Gallows. Next one is an Elite Goldberg. I don't really remember where I got this from, but pretty much all I did with it was just switch the knee pad with a bigger one, and this is really loose too. Kept the head scan, and actually what I also did is I also switched the torso with a Larry Zbyszko. I do want to retouch this up, though, because this is just really chipping away. But, like, look at this. This is just really loose. Yeah, for the first Goldberg Elite, it's pretty nice, though. And considering this is more accurate, because they gave him a Triple H torso, but I gave him a more bigger torso. You could use Hillbilly Jim, but I don't have that figure. A lot of figures I don't have. Next one is a lot of Finn Balor. So this is the Elite 51, and I really didn't do any fixing up other than I just added the Ascension's cape thing or whatever it is. You can use this for Pentagon Jr. I would recommend it, and also I got this from Sans the Kid, and he did not have the accessories, and I had the original Elite 46, I think, Finn Balor accessories, so I just threw those on here, because for some reason with Sans the Kid, he said that the accessories for his kept falling off, so he gave him the Luigi Kid. But actually, for me, since I put the second Balor stuff on here, it was I got these from his attire from the Beast in the East pay-per-view or live event when he took on Kevin Owens and won the NXT title. Look how shiny that shit is. But I took those tassels and the headgear and put that on here, and it does look nice. The other ones, this one was the SummerSlam Balor. I've used this a lot. It was my second, I think, Finn Balor. I did paint up the head scan, and it is pretty nice. And the arm, actually, on the original one broke, so I had to swap another one. And what I also did here is I also did paint up the boots, or the kick pads, because Balor always tends to wear black kick pads with white soles. And I do love that. I love it whenever he wears that. And continuing the soul of Finn Balor, I think this came on here, I think. We had the entrance Grace Balor, and again, the same thing I did is just redid the boots. Now, he did wear this when he fought AJ at TLC, but for some reason he had this unique sort of design here, so I tried replicating it. It's not even in the camera, so I tried replicating it as much as I can by painting red and black, or it's mostly just red and white. So yeah, those are the Finn Balor fix-ups. Now this next one is a custom or sort of fix-up that I have been pushing off because of the fact that I just got so lazy. But this is my custom or really fix-up entrance grates Bobby Roode. Now if you remember, the entrance grates came with this sort of purple attire, which was from one of his NXT TakeOver attires. It might have been San Antonio, I'm not sure. But when I saw it, or when I saw like prototype images, I was thinking like with the robe it would come with a white attire, but nope, we got purple. So I got really pissed, and I decided why not make a custom of it. So that's what this is. However, it did originally have white boots. I switched those. I did have to switch to knee pads because I'm going to use those for something else, but the same design is still the same. It's glorious on the back. But yeah, I do love this Bobby Roode though too. It's an amazing figure though, but I just put it with my entrance grates figures. Next is actually one that was really easy. It is this fix-up Undertaker, and all I did is I just switched the head scan. It sort of makes for a nice updated Undertaker, but what I did here is this is the WrestleMania 32 Undertaker, and I think this is the Network Spotlight elbow pad, because considering I never got this elbow pad, but I treat it amazingly. His arm's really loose for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I'll have it up like that, and then see. So actually, this is the Flex Force Undertaker head scan, and it does look nice for an updated Elite Undertaker. But that is the Undertaker. Next is actually a really easy fix-up. And I saw Hero Figs do this, so this is the Elite 61 Shane, and I think this is how the figure should have came. So originally the figure came with a weird black-haired head scan, and I did not like that. It looked like Shane, but it just looked like a past Shane. So actually my nephew has the ringside exclusive Shane, so I'm going to try seeing if I can put that head scan onto his ringside. But yeah, I had an extra head scan from his WrestleMania 32 figure. It was the Elite 50. I don't know why it has that mark there, but I had an extra one, and as I even told myself, if I get this figure, I'm going to switch the head scan. I got it on Christmas, or technically Christmas Eve, and as soon as I got home, pop the head scan off. Pop this one on, and this is how the Shane should have came. But yeah, considering he's a heel now. Two more, but actually it sort of goes with this big pile. So these are two that were very easy to do. So if you remember the Ultimate Brock Lesnar figure, this sort of counts as a fix-up, considering all I did was just switch the arms and the hands and add the designs. Which is very easy. But I never showed this one too. This one is the exact same one. Shout out to Luigi Kid and Cloud Kid, because I hooked them up with, I don't remember what one this is. I hooked them up with a GameStop Brock Lesnar, I think a few years ago, and I got it back in a trade. And I did the same thing that I did with the quote-unquote Ultimate Brock Lesnar. It's the same head scan, the same torso, the same trunks. Again, the decals, they are, I think, a bit bigger. And these arms are not Vladimir Kozlov. They're actually Andre the Giant arms. And I accidentally had their figure, but they didn't mind, though. But the arms are kind of the same, though, if you look at it, though. Like if you look at both of the arms, they look kind of the same, though. But yeah, that is Brock Lesnar and that part-time and bastard. But now these are actually ones that are really big. So everybody knows I have a massive AJ Styles collection, right? Well, this whole pile right here is full of nothing but AJ Styles fix-ups. Come on, AJ is the guy that I do fix-ups on the daily. So let's just start with the ones that weren't that hard to do. So Elite 51. What did I do with this? The one thing Mattel didn't do with the first three AJs, well, technically the first two, the Network Spotlight had three, I know Xpilo had this, but I added knee pads to this. And it was not that hard to, because what I've seen is people will take off the boots, and you don't want to do that because it's going to stretch out the peg that's in there, and it'll get really loose to the point where if you play with it or pose with it, it'll just snap off. But I do love this figure. It looks pretty nice, though. I think this one, actually, the hand broke off on the original one, so I had to swap it. But I did add knee pads to it. It does look nice with the knee pads. I don't know why Mattel didn't do that. It can't really blend in that well, but that's what I did with a lot of AJs. Like, again, Elite 56, same thing, but actually I sort of painted up the attire and the gloves, fixed the logo. I don't know why, but the P1 logo on this just had some smudges. And it's not just with mine, it's with everyone's. I really want to get another one because I just fucked up on the writing here. It just looks horrible. And then another one I had knee pads on was 47. That was the first AJ Elite. I praised this one too. The hand's a lot loose though, so I'm gonna try seeing if I can switch that. And I do love this though. I do want to switch this knee pad though, because one of the things that happens with me a lot of times is if you're not careful, because these are very sensitive and weak, if you stretch them out really hard, I don't know how well it's going to come out on camera, but the knee pad will snap on you if you do it too hard. And that's happened to me a lot of times. But yeah, 47 AJ, I love this figure a lot. And then this one, basic AJ, I praise this one only because of the fact that, well, it's not the original variant, but I did put the random AJ head scan on here as a variant. But it's basic 85, just with the current AJ head that he had then, and then an elbow pad, knee pads. I don't know, this is sort of like the Fox WrestleMania exclusive. And then the last one I added knee pads to is the Elite 61. Again, same thing. None of them broke, though. And then these ones required paint. So I'm just going to start off with the first one I see, which is this one. Now, this one has been through a lot. The head scan's all beaten up. I don't know why, though, but for part of his head scan, one eye is bigger, it's bigger than the other, and just they're glossy and stuff, so head scan does chip away, but that's only because I use this a lot. So if you remember, AJ used to wear this black attire, and that is what I replicated with this. All I used was the Elite 56 AJ Styles figure, and in the end, painted up with Apple Barrel Gloss acrylic paint, and then voila. Sort of a live event AJ with Elite 51 arms. I don't know what that is, and that's what I used to make this AJ. Now, next one is sort of like an Elite 50, not even 50, it's more of a, well, yeah, Elite 51 fix-up / attire he actually wore. So this is the No Mercy AJ Styles. The gray I just do not like, though. It looked great before I sealed it, but I really got to get a different gray. So all I did with this is I made this on Christmas morning and then Christmas Day. So what I did is I took the Elite 57, or no, Elite 51 AJ Styles figure, because I got 2 for Christmas. And what I did is I cracked the torso and put a smaller peg in there, considering that the AJ head that was screaming had a big white neck peg. So what I did is I switched the neck peg and then popped this head scan on there. I don't remember where this head scan's from, though. It's just from a random AJ. And then the same elbow pad, too. These arms are basic Seth Rollins with some design here. He hand painted that design, though, too. Looks better on that glove. And then this whole design, though, was kind of hard to do, but I winged it pretty much. This was pretty hard to do, but I, again, winged it. I'm not good with hand painting. I can't hand paint to save my life. And then I did not hand paint that logo. I painted over the logo. Or pretty much I painted over the ends of the logo. Oh, shit, I didn't realize I was falling. I painted over the ends of that, and then I also added knee pads, but I painted this whole thing before I added the knee pads, and then I added the red on the back, which looked incredible. Oh, Jesus, I gotta redo this whole figure a lot. Last 2, they're not that big, but I mean, at least it's something. I'm gonna at least move this back a little bit. So this is actually one, well, shout out to Wadfigs for doing this. Because he saw his buddy Jesus do this, and I'm not sure where, I don't know if anyone else has done this. But what I did is I took the basic 85 AJ Styles head scan, which came from this figure. It came from this figure originally. And what I did is I just swapped it onto the Top Talents, and the Top Talents head scan I put onto that AJ over there, the Fastlane attire right there with the WWE title over his shoulder. I redid it, or I just popped the head scan from the Top Talents onto there, and it does look pretty good for the most part, but I do love this fix-up better. So I don't know why, for some reason, but the Top Talents head scans just work really weird, considering they're, like, or it's not just Top Talents, the True Effects head scans, they have a weird way of working. It's because they got, like, a new mold in the head, because they don't want it to, like, chip away and all that, and plus it is True Effects, so it was a pain in the ass to swap, but you will get it eventually. All you need is time and patience. For me, it took 2 tries. The first time, it just wouldn't come off. Actually, it took 3 tries. Wadfigs, it took 2. So first time I put it in, it wouldn't go. Second time, it was almost ready to go, but I didn't want to force it. And then third time, it popped off, popped back on, and then boom, I get this beautiful fix-up that I may use for maybe a pick fed. Not sure. But I do love this figure a lot. Shit, just dropped it. I praise this head scan too. It's one of my favorite AJ Styles head scans. And one of my favorite AJ bodies, the shelf-warming AJ. But yeah, I do love this. And then the last one is more of a sort of... It required a lot of paint, so... This is his neon green attire. Considering all the attires AJ wears, it was not that hard to make this. Because I went to Chicago and I brought this figure with me. Because this was my original Top Talents AJ. And I could tell because for some reason with mine in the head scan region, his eye right here has some weird black dot. And that always bugged me. But as soon as I got a different figure, I just used this for my custom. And it is the neon attire, like I stated. It is a nice figure, though, too. But I think that sort of ends this, though. But before I go, though, this is sort of something I just wanted to address, though, about this AJ before. If you guys remember when I made the This Happens a Lot video where the arm is really loose, originally I was going to make a gold AJ, but it just did not go well. I painted it, and it just didn't look right, so I said, screw it, I'm going to keep it, and then, of course, I have one here, I have another one on display, but again, this is just one I'm going to try different head scans on, different arms. Pretty much this is going to be like my test AJ, because I at least need an AJ Styles figure to play with and mess with, but yeah, that is that, so I'm just going to get all these friggin' figures back here, and the weird default Seth Rollins head scan. So that is all the fix-ups. This is a long-ass video, 20-something minutes. I may have to split it up depending on how YouTube works with me. But yeah, this is a load of figures, so I'm going to flip the camera, actually, and hopefully it lands directly into the pile of figures. But that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you, and stay tuned for the next one. Didn't work. Oh well, maybe next time.